So, have you noticed that there seems to be an agreement to fear, worry, lack, negativity, scarcity that so many people are dealing with? Now, what if I told you that you don't have to subscribe to that that channel any longer, right? As a matter of fact, regardless of what is going on in the world, um we have access to peace and power and pleasure. They are always available to me and to you. And on today's episode, we're going to talk about that, and we're calling this episode the Elevation Code. What's good, Elevation Nation? And welcome to the Elevate It podcast, where it stands for inner tugging, and we elevate emerging leaders in self awareness, love, and leadership. I'm your host, Christian. Now, let's go, Elevation Nation. Are you ready for this? If you're ready, I need you to type that in the comment section, and I want you to repeat this after me. All right. Say, I choose pleasure. I experience peace, and I embody the power of the divine within me. Like I said, listen, no matter what's going on, no matter what comes on the news or what's trending on social media in this season, I'm telling you that anything that your knower is not in agreement with, you know what I'm talking about? Your knower within, the divine within, God, beauty, source, life, right? Whatever it's not in agreement with, watch this. You don't have to receive, believe, or acknowledge it as your truth. I'll say that again. If your knower is not in agreement with what you are hearing externally or what's being broadcast, then you don't have to receive, believe, or acknowledge that as your truth. Watch this. Whatever is released, it doesn't even have to be an error. Like, it can actually be accurate. It can be an accurate prophetic word. It can be something that's out there. It can take place. Look, it can happen in the world. It can happen next door to you. It can happen on your block. It can happen on the job. It can happen in your vicinity. But I am here to tell you that it doesn't have to affect or impact you in a negative way. Oh man, I'm telling you, this is the mindset. And I'm inviting you into this mindset to step into this as we approach this new season that we are going into. And so this is the approach that I want you to take. If you're taking notes, if you're typing in the comment section, then this is what I want you to write down. All right. View obstacles as opportunities. I'm going to drink on that. Let that sit in. Put it in the comment section. And if you are listening, then go ahead and just say that out loud, because your knower knows to view obstacles as opportunities. I might even take my glasses off for y'all today. I'm telling y'all, right? Listen, yes, I experience low times. All right. Yes, I experience anxiety. Yes, finances go up, they go down, they stay the same. Look, that's how money moves, right? But I've learned to take, I've learned not to take ownership of those things. And I've learned to let them pass. I've also learned to stare things in the face. I told you I'm going to take my glasses off for y'all. To stare things in the face and see them as they are. But also realizing that I and you have the power to change what we don't want to experience or see anymore. Do you believe that? Do you believe that right where you are? I've always used this example. I've said to some people, listen, whether you have the same car as your neighbor, right? Um, it doesn't mean that you're paying the exact same thing, because there's something called credit and cash and different things like that. And you can have the exact same car, exact same house, whatever the case may be. And because of credit and because of financial situations, you may be paying more or less for something, right? So what this one person is paying for this, the person paying for that, they don't necessarily affect one another, even though it's the same situation, same thing, right? And so I want to encourage you, even with that mindset, to let you know that just because this is happening over here, or just because this person is paying this or this cost, and not just financial, I mean the cost, or they're seeing this, or they're attracted to this level, and in their life and in their mindset, all they're seeing is obstacles, all they're seeing is this, all they're seeing is some things that are negative. Listen, it's no judgment. Okay. That's how I love how faith works. Be it unto you. So if it's an area in your faith and you're saying, look, I feel like I'm always under attack, be it so it is, right? I feel like, around this time every year, this is what happens to me. And it's something such as, okay, well, for you and your faith. And again, I'm not judging that. And I'm not trying to sound facetious or even smart. I'm just saying the way this thing works for as faith, it can work what you believe it's so, it is so, and it is so. And if you believe that it's not, then God, universe says, okay, cool. We're going to do this thing according to your measure, your level of faith. Cool. So let's keep going. Let's look at the area of an obstacle. And so, again, if you're with us by way of YouTube, then I'm going to ask you to go ahead and put this out there in the comment section. What do you view as an obstacle? If you were to define an obstacle, what would you say when you think of an area of an obstacle? All right. And while you're typing that, I'll give you some time to go ahead and type that out there, or even just get it in your mind. Just some moments for that. So for me, when I think of an obstacle, I think of something that blocks. All right. Um, it blocks one's progression. That's what I think about, just to make it real simple, right? Now, on the other hand, when I say the word opportunity, I'm going to do the same thing, give you a moment to think about that. When you think about the word opportunity, put that in the comment section, or think about that. What does that mean to you? See, for me, an opportunity, it provides a chance to make progress. So one blocks is viewing of blocking one's progress from my perspective, and then an opportunity makes a chance for it to progress, right? So that it's that opportunity. It gives us it gives us the possibility to improve or grow or be successful in a specific area of life, right? So if it's an obstacle, then that thing may be viewed in a way that you've dealt with that, you've processed some of those things in life to see what those things are. So the thing is, like, which one would you choose? And think about that. Don't just, I'm going, all right, I hear you, I'm gonna choose to see it as an obstacle. I mean, to see it as a opportunity instead of an obstacle. But think about that. We can have it in our minds, but we have to feel those things. We have to see those things. We have to experience those things, and then realize that when it really hits, like, it can be a total different ball game for us as we're processing this. But remember what our affirmation is. And I want to remind you, because you can say that again with me. Say, I choose pleasure. I experience peace, and I embody the power of the divine within me. So, realistically, if business slows down, will you choose to view it as an obstacle or as an opportunity to cooperate with the divine and enjoy the journey, experience peace, and operate from your God given power? Think about that. For my feelers who are out there, right? When you walk into a building and the vibe is low and it's full of frustration or irritation or disappointment and judgment, you know how things go on in the office or and so forth and so on, right? But will you see it as an obstacle? You know how we've said in the past, somebody trying to steal my joy, the enemy's attacking me, this and this is taking place, all those things, right? Or will you look at it as an opportunity to shine bright like a diamond? Come on, somebody, right? For my logical friends that are out there, when the math ain't mathing, yes, I know what I said, and the numbers ain't numbering, right? Will you let that stop you from going for it? Will you stop everything until you figure out how this is going to happen? Or will you say, look, the how is none of my business, right? Will you rise up and stay open to whatever comes your way and shows you that's a clear opportunity to move forward? Will you go from glory to glory, or encouragement to encouragement, or enthusiasm to enthusiasm, or excitement to excitement, realizing that from here, there's a little, and this may be a puzzle piece, and that may be a puzzle piece, because I'm making the choice. The choice is yours. The choice is yours. And again, it's not right or wrong. It's not good or bad. It's just what we have. It's the facts. It's the choice. And this was something that was it was easier for me to understand, but it was harder for me to, apply. And it's because for me, it was limiting beliefs, to be honest with you. um and even to this day, I often have to go back and remind myself, not just intellectually, but remind my knower, sit in that feeling of what it is and realize that I have the power. But I had chosen to experience frustration and lowness and look at this 3D world as this is it. And again, to this day, I've had some times where I'm just like, you know what? This is just lowering my vibe. Well, I gave it the choice. I chose to let it affect me in that way. But realizing again that God, the universe, doesn't just speak English, it speaks frequency, it speaks vibration. So you can say all day long, I'm great, I'm awesome. You know my saying, if you've been following me on social media, that only good, great, and awesomeness flow to and through me all the days of my life. And I can say that, but if I'm feeling like a failure, if I'm choosing to feel that I'm defeated, if I'm choosing to feel that I'm not worthy or I'm not worth it, or that my business or is suffering, and that this is what's going on, or I hear something and I attach myself to that vibration, and now what I see on the news, or I seen in the movie, or I seen something else, or I heard a word proclaim that this is the month of this, and this is going to be a disaster, and we're in lack and famine, and this is what's happening, this is happening. If you don't do this, this, and this, and then this is going to happen. And now I pick up that frequency, and now I'm moving my faith and my vibration to that. Then the universe and God is like, okay, this is where you are. This is where there is something greater. There is another choice out there, but you're choosing to embrace this. You're choosing to hear this. And I had to learn that, or remember that I didn't have to choose uh that mindset. Like I said, I didn't have to subscribe to that channel, and you don't either. The choice truly is yours. And I want to say that again to allow you, to remind you that the choice is yours. But sometimes if you just pause and take a beat, if you just realize that, okay, a quick way to just reset myself. We talked about this on one of our past episodes. Sometimes taking a nap, sometimes deep breathing, sometimes removing yourself from it, fixing your thoughts on things that are pure, that are good, that are great, going to that place of pleasure in your heart and in your mind. And whether it's playing music, and whether it's dancing, whether it's a smile, whether it is enjoying a cup of your favorite beverage, whether it's just allowing yourself. I'll tell you, one of the favorite things, like I said before, that I do is what you see me doing. I would take a nice warm sip and just allow it to go through my body. Pick a something that I can, even small, something that I can see as I'm being grateful for. In this season and time, we're talking about being thankful and grateful. And so something like that, I got up in the morning and felt a breeze and said, okay, or I had breath in my body, or I have a symbol of a bracelet that I wear, and what these represent even on there. And they remind me the area of peace, and they remind me of the area of pleasure, and remind me of different things that I have on me. And I just have these different symbols and these different things that are constantly reminders. And then I can choose to be at that place in that vibration. Then what I play on on my phone, or put in my AirPods, or put on the TV, whatever it is. I'm just making sure, being intentional about this journey. And so you say, well, Christian, so what happens when something, bad, or, happens? I'm telling you, you can look it in the face and you can make that choice. And okay, maybe sometimes you do choose an obstacle. I'm not saying that that's bad, but as you're looking at that, you can choose. And look, they both can be at that place where you first viewed it as an obstacle. Okay, let's say you got this goal that you're reaching, and you got to do it by a certain time, or have this amount of money by a certain time, and if this doesn't happen, blah blah blah, whatever. Okay, so now you've seen that, I don't know, your business, maybe a chargeback or something like that hit. And so you're looking at, okay, well, I had this level of abundance and this level of finances. I had this right here. Well, you always have your abundance, but the area of finances. And so now it went down. So now you can view that as an obstacle. Okay, first it was an obstacle. Okay, but now how do I move this into an area of my mindset? The situation didn't necessarily change yet, but how did my mindset change to view this as an opportunity? An opportunity for what? Think about it. Some of the greatest ideas, billion dollar ideas and concepts, some of those things have happened because somebody realized at first it seemed to be an obstacle, but now I've turned it into an opportunity for that inward work to be done, right? Not just what I can do out there, but if this is an outward representation of what's going on the inside, then sitting within and saying, well, how can I operate from a place of pleasure and my power, my inner tugging, my specialization, the things that I am specializing in, and how I can bring these things forth. Sometimes we don't even talk about our things that we're dealing with, or have the confidence to deal with that. I seen Tab talk about that, and talk about, you upset, you're frustrated because you're not selling this product, you're not doing this, but you ain't talking about it, you ain't doing this, you're not doing that, and you look at other things that are going on social media, you're doing these things, but you need to open your mouth and talk about these things, and realizing that what you have is of power, is of peace, is of love, and it's to help and encourage so many to be and operate. Then you realize that emerging leaders are awakening all over this globe, realizing that it's time to operate at our fullest potential, and doing that from that unlimited field of possibility, and just moving and operating and breathing and doing the things that we are cultivated and called to do, and moving beyond this tradition, or beyond this particular belief system or thought that has kind of boxed you in, and you're just truly connecting to the divine and really operating, realizing that this is an opportunity to grow. I wonder what would happen if all of us who are watching this would share it with somebody, or at least the message of it, and say, look, let's view this obstacle as an opportunity, because we are dealing with this area. We're talking about this elevation, this code. And I know, Christian, you haven't quite gotten to the area of what the actual code is. And I hear what you're talking about. I'm feeling encouraged right now. And I feel, at this moment, maybe I feel like I can move mountains, or I'm in this energy, and I'm hearing what you're saying. And I feel like, yes, I'm choosing joy. I'm choosing pleasure. I'm choosing peace. I'm choosing prosperity, or any other P that you want to put out there that's positive, right? And I feel like nothing can stop me. I would say to you, good. But then sometimes the question that follows that one up is, well, how do I keep this energy? And typically I would tell you, leave the how to God, leave the how to the universe, leave the how. It's none of our business. But what I will share with you right now, just to ease that mind, is that I believe that inner work, coaching, clues, the code, and community is what's going to help us sustain that high vibe all throughout this season and the coming year, so forth and so on. Christian, you can say it again. Cool. Inner work, coaching, clues, the code, community. All right. Are y'all with me? All right. Now you piqued my interest, Christian. What you talking about? Well, you said, Christian, that the episode was called The Elevation Code. What is it? Help me crack this code. And the Elevation Code is actually a 25-day challenge to peace, power, and pleasure for 2025, all year long. Listen to me when I say this. This isn't just a challenge, it is an experience. What I want you to do is imagine 25 days of intentional growth, live coaching, daily clues to help you uncover your personal elevation code. I'm talking about clues and steps to bring you closer to unlocking that peace, and that inner power and that inner pleasure that you have always had. Remember, I say this: nothing missing, nothing lacking, nothing broken, right? So what we're doing is we're turning personal growth into something fun. Say it, fun, pleasurable, transformative, right? Something that is unforgettable. It's like an escape room for your soul. Come on, somebody, right? And the treasure that you find is about alignment. It's about aligning with your highest self, the divine within. This is what I'm talking about. And I haven't even tipped the iceberg as to all that we are talking about. Listen, this registration is opening soon. And if you are resonating with what we've been sharing within this episode, if you feel that tugging to elevate, then I would love for you to be a part of this. So what I'm going to ask you to do is join our email list today. And then you'll be the first to know when the registration begins, because trust me, this is a challenge that you don't want to miss, and you don't want to go through it by yourself. So you take note, mark my words, take note. Since watching this, since experiencing this, when you see all the stuff that's going out there, you realizing, I need to choose joy. I need to choose. Matter of fact, I choose peace. I experienced this, and I feel this vibe, and I move forward. You're realizing that this is the thing that I feel like I'm going to go into. And I'm talking about starting January 1, y'all. 1 to 25. I mean, flat out, Happy New Year. Let's move forward. 25 days in this challenge. Walk with me so we can continue to thrive in this. Because I just believe that this year, I'm telling you, it's about a whole lot of cheer. All right. So we got to move forward in this. So I want you to head on to the link that we have in the description. And if you're watching this from the area of a feed, then we'll make sure that it is either on our profile for all of our social media, that at this point in time, we're going to help you crack the code. Make sure you're on the list, because we are going higher. We are elevating. Let's elevate together. Let's crack this code together. Again, may good, great, and awesomeness flow to you and through you all the days of your life. Play this over again and make the decision, the intentional decision, to choose whether you're going to realize and view this as an obstacle, or is this an opportunity for growth. The choice is yours. Blessings.